Welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep today into the world of restaurant marketing.
Sounds delicious.
It really does. We've got tons of advice from experts covering everything from scoping out that perfect location to building a menu that's not just tasty but actually brings in the bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it like we're building a restaurant from scratch together.
Love that analogy.
Yeah.
And just like with any construction project, got to start with a rock-solid foundation, right?
So true. So, market research. That's where we begin.
Got it.
All right. Say I'm about to open my dream restaurant. What kind of market research are we talking about here? Obviously, I know I need to figure out what folks in the area want to eat, but what else?
Yeah, it goes beyond just basic food preferences,
Yeah.
right? You got to really understand your ideal customer. Dig deep.
Huh.
Think about demographics, lifestyle, how much they spend, even their hopes and dreams. It all ties in.
Whoa, so it's really getting inside their heads.
Exactly. Are they young professionals wanting a cool spot after work?
Mm-hmm.
Or families looking for a cozy and affordable place to eat? Or maybe they're total foodies, adventurous palates, want to try all the latest crazy dishes.
So I need to be like a restaurant detective.
Kinda, yeah. You got to figure out who these people are, not just what they want to eat, how they live, what kind of vibe they're after. Once you have that picture crystal clear,
Then what?
then you can pick a spot, a location that fits them like a glove. Think about foot traffic, parking, the businesses around it, even the overall feeling of the neighborhood. Like a super chic vegan cafe that might do awesome downtown where there's tons of people walking by.
Right.
But a family-style Italian place might be better off in the suburbs where parking's easier.
Oh my gosh, parking. You're so right. I remember trying to get to this amazing ramen place once, and it was down this tiny alley, no parking anywhere. I just gave up. So location is huge GE.
Definitely.
But let's talk about the thing that really makes a restaurant stand out, I think. The unique selling proposition.
The USP.
The USP. What makes your place different? Why should people choose you over all the other restaurants out there? Especially when there are so many. How do you even figure out what makes you unique?
That's the challenge, right?
Say you're opening a burger joint. How many ways can you really reinvent burger?
You'd be surprised. It might not be about the burger itself, but the whole experience around it. Maybe you get all your beef from local farms, focus on sustainability,
Okay, yeah.
Or you have this crazy build-your-own-burger bar, a million toppings.
No.
Or you create that old-school diner vibe, milkshakes, music on the jukebox.
You're right. It's the whole package. So much more than just the food. So, okay, let's say I've done my research, found my spot, nailed down my USP.
Yeah.
What's next? Branding. Please tell me it's more than just coming up with a cool name.
Oh, it's way more than that. Branding is about the feeling, the experience across everything. What pops into people's minds when they think of your place?
Okay, so if I'm going for that retro burger joint vibe, my brand should reflect that. Maybe call it, I don't know, Johnny Rockets.
Well, Johnny Rockets might already be taken, but you're thinking along the right lines. Your name, the logo, colors, even the fonts you use, the photos on your website, social media.
Whoa, okay, getting complex.
It all works together to create this, identity that people remember.
I'm starting to realize this is more than just, picking a name and hoping for the best. What about the menu? Isn't that where the real action is?
Absolutely, and there's a whole science to it, menu engineering, they call it.
Menu engineering. Okay, I'm all ears.
It's about making the menu appealing, but also profitable for you.
Yeah.
There's psychology to how people read menus and choose dishes.
Fascinating.
You got to highlight your most profitable dishes, use words that make people's mouths water.
Yeah.
And there are techniques like, anchor items.
Anchor items.
Yeah, they're the high-priced dishes that make the other prices look more reasonable by comparison.
So sneaky. Like a mind game.
It's not about being sneaky, just understanding how people think. And the menu's got to match your brand, your USP.
Yeah.
If you're that retro burger place, the menu shouldn't look like it's from a fancy French restaurant.
Definitely not. Okay, so we've got market research, location, the USP, branding, and menu engineering all down. That's a lot. But how do we get people excited before we even open?
Pre-launch marketing, my friend.
Hit me with your best pre-launch ideas.
First, get that website up and running, make it look amazing, easy to use, and make sure people can find you online when they're searching for local restaurants.
Website, check. But what about generating buzz? Social media, right? Teasers, behind-the-scenes stuff, maybe even a countdown clock.
Totally. Social media is your best friend for pre-launch. You can create a buzz with like amazing photos of your dishes, videos of the chefs cooking, even polls asking people what they want to see on the menu. And don't forget hashtags.
Hashtags, yes. Got to get those trending. But what about reaching those people who aren't glued to their phones 24/7? How do we do that?
That's where soft opening comes in.
Yeah.
It's like a test run.
A soft opening. What exactly is that?
Basically, you invite a small group, friends, family, maybe some local influencers, even some media folks, and they get to experience your restaurant before it officially opens.
Oh, like a sneak peek.
Yeah, and you get feedback, make any last-minute tweaks, and it starts building word-of-mouth buzz. And speaking of buzz, those food bloggers and influencers you mentioned, they're gold. Imagine their followers seeing gorgeous photos of your food.
Food bloggers are like the celebrities of the food world. But what about traditional media like newspapers and stuff? Do people even read those anymore?
Don't underestimate the power of a good press release. Announce your grand opening. Get it in the local papers and magazines. Who knows, you might even get a visit from a food critic.
That could make or break you.
For sure.
Okay, the groundwork's laid, the buzz is building, and then bam! Opening day. The doors are open, the ovens are hot, and the customers are coming in, but it doesn't stop there, right?
Nope, the journey's just begun.
How do you keep that momentum going? How do you make those first-timers come back for more? Turn them into regulars?
That's where the post-launch marketing comes in. It's all about building those relationships, staying on people's radar, and finding ways to keep them engaged and happy.
So it's not just about getting them through the door, 1 CE, it's about making sure they want to come back again and again.
Exactly. And one of your best tools for that, you guessed it, social media.
See, I think this is where I'd mess up. I'd probably just keep posting those, like, gorgeous food photos. But wouldn't that get old after a while? How do you keep things fresh on social media?
Good point. Got to mix it up. Think beyond just those static food pics. Try videos, like behind-the-scenes stuff, show people what's happening in the kitchen, introduce your team.
Ooh, I like that, like a day in the life kind of thing.
Exactly. You could do live Q&As with the chef, run contests, giveaways, team up with other businesses in the area for promotions.
Oh, the Q&As are a great idea. Let people ask their burning culinary questions. But let's talk about something that kind of scares me. Online reviews. The good ones are amazing, but what about the bad ones? How do you handle those?
You can't please everyone all the time, right? Bad reviews happen. But the important thing is how you react.
So what should you do?
Respond quickly and professionally, always. Thank them for their feedback, acknowledge their concerns, and if it's your fault, apologize. Be sincere.
Turn that negative into a positive. Show them you care.
Right. And if you can, take it offline. Try to work things out with the customer directly.
Good advice. But what about those reviews that are just mean or totally fake? Anything you can do about those?
Oh, absolutely. Most of those review sites have ways to report abuse or fake reviews.
Okay, good to know.
And don't forget, encourage your happy customers to leave good reviews. That helps balance things out.
Right, right. More good reviews, less impact from the bad ones. And hey, speaking of reviews, those good reviews are more than just good publicity. They're actually super valuable feedback. You can learn a lot from what people are saying, even the negative stuff.
It's all data. Helps you improve.
Yeah.
But let's switch gears a bit. We've been talking online marketing, but what about the stuff you do offline, in the real world? Is that still important these days?
Yeah, good point. It can't all be online.
Especially if most of your customers are local. Don't forget about flyers, ads in the local paper, sponsoring events in your community, even teaming up with other businesses nearby.
Oh man, I'm thinking back to that ramen place with the parking nightmare. Maybe they should have just put flyers up in all the apartment buildings around there.
Could have helped. But what about something more strategic, like loyalty programs? Those seem like a great way to keep people coming back.
Loyalty programs. Yeah, those are smart. But how do you design one that actually works?
It's got to be valuable for both of you, the restaurant and the customer. Don't just offer, like, generic discounts or points. Think about what your ideal customer really wants. What would that be? Maybe it's invites to special events, or getting to try new menu items before anyone else, or rewards based on how much they spend. Make them feel special.
So it's about making them feel valued, not just like, here's another discount, come spend more money.
Exactly. And personalized communication is huge, too. Send birthday emails with a special offer, follow up after their first visit to thank them, ask for feedback, maybe create a VIP program for your most loyal customers.
It's all about those relationships, right?
Yeah.
Making people feel like they're part of something special.
That's the key. But let's talk about something that's been exploding lately. Food delivery.
Oh yeah, delivery. Love it as a customer, but for restaurants.
Bit of a mixed bag, right?
It can bring in more business, but those fees can really take a bite out of your profits. No pun intended.
Yeah, you got to be smart about it. If you're going to do delivery, do it right.
Okay, lay it on me. How do you do delivery right?
First thing, your menu. Some dishes just don't travel well, right? You don't want people getting a soggy mess delivered to their door. Choose dishes that can handle a little travel time.
Sturdy food. Good point. What else?
Packaging. Got to invest in packaging that keeps the food hot, fresh, and looking good. Think leak-proof containers, insulated bags, maybe even branded packaging to reinforce your brand.
Ooh, I like that. Branded packaging. It's all about the details. But those delivery fees? Ugh, any tips for managing those?
You can try to negotiate lower rates with the delivery platforms, but that's tough. You could also offer special deals only for delivery orders to encourage people to order directly from you instead of through those apps.
Cut out the middleman.
Yep. And you can always bump up your prices a bit to cover those fees.
So there are ways to make it work. But let's zoom out for a second. We've talked a lot about getting new customers, but how do you keep them coming back? Turn those one-time diners into loyal fans who tell everyone how much they love your place.
That's where CRM comes in, customer relationship management. It's about collecting info on your customers, understanding what they like, and using that to personalize their experience.
So data is important again, but what kind of data and how do you even get it? You can't exactly make people fill out a survey before they order a burger.
You'd be surprised what you can learn just by paying attention. See what dishes are popular, what drinks people order, what times of day are busy. You can also encourage people to sign up for your email list or loyalty program.
Ooh, right. That's a good way to get more info, like their email address, birthday, maybe even dietary restrictions.
Exactly. And you can use that info to send them personalized promotions, emails, or even create special offers based on their past orders.
Make them feel like you really know them.
Uh,
But what about those customers who seem to have vanished? Any way to win them back?
Of course, you can send out "We miss you" emails with a special offer or discount. You can even reach out personally, ask if there was anything you could have done better. Sometimes a little gesture like that goes a long way.
Like you're trying to get back together with an ex, rekindle that flame, except in this case, it's rekindling their love for your restaurant. I like it. But let's talk about keeping things exciting for your existing customers, too. How do you avoid becoming predictable? How do you keep them coming back for more?
You got to keep innovating, right? New menu items, seasonal specials, maybe even some fun events.
Ooh, I love the events idea. A Valentine's Day special menu, a summer barbecue bash with live music, a Halloween party with costumes.
Those are great. Don't forget about partnerships either. Team up with local breweries for beer pairing dinners, do cooking classes with guest chefs, maybe even charity events.
This is making me realize that running a restaurant is so much more than just cooking. It's like you're a business owner, a marketing expert, a data analyst, an India chef, all at the same time. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How do you know if all this marketing stuff is actually working? How do you measure success?
That's where those key performance indicators, KPIs, come in. They tell you how your business is doing, kind of like vital signs.
So KPIs are like a report card. Give me some examples. What are some key things to track?
Well, there's customer acquisition cost, which tells you how much you're spending to get each new customer.
Oh, okay, yeah, got to keep that in check.
Then there's table turnover rate, how quickly you're filling and refilling tables.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you want to know the lifetime value of a customer, how much revenue you can expect from them over time.
So it's not just about making money today, it's about building those long-term relationships so people keep coming back.
Exactly. And when you track these KPIs, you can make better decisions, adjust your strategy if something's not working.
So if I see that it's costing me a fortune to get new customers, maybe I need to rethink my marketing or find some cheaper ways to do it.
Exactly. Or if tables are sitting empty at certain times, maybe you offer some specials to draw people in during those slow periods. It's all about analyzing the data and making smart choices.
This is blowing my mind. Running a restaurant is so much more complex than I thought. It's like a whole other world.
It is, but it's also incredibly rewarding.
For sure.
If you have the passion and the drive.
Wow, we've covered a 10-0-N in this deep dive. From finding the perfect spot to crunching numbers with those KPIs, it's amazing to see how much goes into making a restaurant successful.
It's a lot, right?
It really is. You've got to be passionate about food, obviously, but also about business and marketing and data. So much to learn. But before we wrap things up, what was the biggest takeaway for you? If you could give one piece of advice to someone opening a restaurant tomorrow, what would it be?
That's tough,
Hmm.
I think, honestly. Really understanding that unique selling proposition. That's what makes your restaurant special, what makes people want to come to your place instead of all the others.
When we started this deep dive, I was kind of like, how unique can a burger joint really be? But now I get it. That USP, it affects everything, the food, the decor, the whole experience.
Exactly. And it's not about having some catchy slogan or a gimmick.
Right.
It's about knowing what you're good at,
Yeah.
what you're passionate about, and what your customers will connect with.
It's like finding your restaurant's soul. Okay, so we've gone from location scouting to data analysis. But how does all this apply to people who aren't opening a restaurant? We're not all aspiring chefs and restaurateurs, right?
You're right. Not everyone's going to open a restaurant. But these ideas, this strategic marketing stuff, it applies to so many things.
Really? Like what?
Starting a business, switching careers, building your personal brand, even just connecting with people better. Understanding your audience, having a clear message, those are important no matter what you do.
So it's not just about selling food, it's about like selling yourself.
Kinda, yeah. Think about a job interview. You're basically marketing yourself to the company. You got to know what they're looking for, show off your skills, make them want to hire you.
Wow, you're right. We're all marketers in a way.
We are.
But instead of selling products, we're selling our talents, our ideas.
And just like with a restaurant, relationships are key. Networking, collaborating, you got to build those connections.
So next time I'm at a networking event, I should think of it like my own personal soft opening.
Exactly. Make a good first impression, show them what makes you unique, leave them wanting more.
And just like with a restaurant, you got to provide value, build trust, and make those connections last. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the restaurant world, I hope you've gotten some great tips, but also some inspiration for other areas of your life.
That's what we were going for.
Whether you're serving up amazing food or sharing your talents, knowing your audience, having a strong message, and building real relationships are the keys to success.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And with that, bon appetit, everyone.